Do I need training to hear the differences that people talk about in high-end audio? What a great question. And this comes from Peter in San Francisco by the sea. You know, Peter writes that he'll soon be entering his 60s. Come on in, the water's fine. And while I'm still young, my hearing is changing and not for the better. Now, I've always desired to step up from my current music system to an audiophile-based component setup. And I just really wonder how much training it's going to take, especially given my aging years and financial investment, to seriously upgrade. Will I likely hear any significant difference without any training? So I'll tell you a quick little story. We have a FedEx driver. Well, we used to. It was a lady, Janet, and Janet would come by out in the back here in the warehouse. And you know, the FedEx people, they've got their little pad, and she's been driving a noisy truck all day, and pulls up and kind of hangs around waiting for the guys to get the stuff. And one day I was in the listening room, and I turned around. I heard somebody rustling behind me, and it was Janet, poking her head in, kind of just looking. And you know, our listening room is pretty cool. It's big, giant speakers, and you don't see that very often. So here she is, kind of just poking her head in. Hey, how's it going? Good. Well, what do you guys do here? I mean, all she knows is she's picking up boxes, right? So I said, come in, you know. She came in, took a look around, seen these crazy speakers, and she said something that I hear so often. Wow, this is really cool, but I wouldn't hear a difference, right? I don't have trained ears. I don't have golden ears. This must be for people other than me. And I laughed and I said, whenever you have time, you come back and I will demonstrate how wrong you are. She said, I got time. So I closed the door, I turned the lights down low, I put on Cantati Domino, which is one of the albums we have here, and I played a brief part of I can't even pronounce the thing, but it's a big choral piece with a pipe organ and you know, it's in a church, in the Oscars church in Scandinavia. And when the piece was over, 5-minute piece, I looked over and she was crying. She had a tear in her eye. And she leaned over to me and she said, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, I will admit the music is glorious, but that's not what she was talking about. She had never been in front of a high-end audio system in her life. Didn't know it existed, didn't know what to expect, didn't expect anything. And yet when the lights went low and she heard this on a good system, she, without golden ears or training, knew instantly the beauty and the power that you can get out of a high-end audio system. And Peter, it's the same for you. Now, there's $100,000 worth of stuff inside of that room, and you don't have the budget for that. You don't need the budget for that. For under $10,000, hell, for under $6,000 or $7,000, you can get speakers and electronics that will just melt your soul. And you don't need training. You don't need golden ears. It's really that much better. And I don't know how better to say this. But Peter, give us a call. We'll hook you up. You can have what I'm referring to without breaking the bank, without training, and without gilding your ears. All right, thanks. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.